Why did Muslims in Bradford like me, as Muslims in many places do? Maybe because I and my comrades have defended them against bigotry and hatred and occupation and war. There's maybe a clue in that last decade in which Labour launched wars which killed well over a million Muslims. Maybe that's why they don't like Labour very much. Labour introduced wave after wave of so-called anti-terror legislation, played into the hands of the most Islamophobic forces in this country. You'll recall Jack Straw, who suddenly discovered after more than 30 years in the House of Commons that he had difficulty communicating with Muslim women in Blackburn, a tiny number of whom chose, out of their religious choice, to wear a small piece of cloth over the bottom of their face. He needed to see their lips moving, he discovered, in order to communicate with them. Which makes you wonder what David Blunkett's been doing all this year. He's never seen anybody's lips moving. And when this was put to me on BBC Radio, I said, well, there's no future for radio then, because I can't see your lips moving, you can't see my lips moving, and nobody listening can see any of our lips moving. This was Labour that plumbed these depths. It was Labour who launched the war in Afghanistan. Labour that launched the war against Iraq. Labour that backed the Israeli invasion of Lebanon. Labour which backed the Israeli massacres of the Palestinian people. We, on the other hand, opposed all of these things. And do you know what? We were right. We've been proved right, which is the second point that they haven't been able to grasp. Because, as Shakespeare put it, treason never prospers, for if it prospers, none dare call it treason. We would be out of business if these wars that they launched had been a great success. If Iraq was now a thriving, united, burgeoning, wealthy, fair, equal, undivided country, we'd be in some difficulty, of course. But it is not only none of these things, it is the precise opposite of these things. More up to date, we were the people who said, this so-called revolution in Libya will lead to black people swinging from trees being lynched, will lead to the country becoming 5, 6, 10 emirates, the better for the oil companies to steal their wealth. Libya will break into several countries and they'll start massacring each other on a tribal and ethnic basis. And we were right. It's not that we wanted to be right, it's that we knew that we were right. And those poor fools who follow the BBC are shown a propaganda film and well up as a result and support an imperialist war in consequence, were fooled again, just as they were fooled in the march to the war with Iraq, into the fake conclusion that because a country is led by a brute, a small tyrant, that the answer is to bring in the big tyrants to rule in his stead. This is a fundamental flaw of Western foreign policy in the region, and more people know it.